Hey, it's Scott. And in a previous Give Me 5 episode, we touched on King Airways and trying to figure out what size works for what size patient. Now, in part 2 of this series, we're going to go ahead and quickly touch on LMAs and iGels. Remember that LMAs have been around for well over 30 plus years, and they are used extensively in the operating room. But now they're being more and more used in the emergency department and the pre-hospital arena as well. The new kid on the block, though, you remember, looks like an LMA because at its heart, it's an LMA, and that's iGels. And when it comes to iGel, difference number 1, they're made of this flexible silicone-like material. And number 2, unlike a traditional LMA, which has a cuff that you can go ahead and inflate to your desired volume, iGels, if you notice, have no cuff. And as long as you pick the right size iGel, a little bit of KY, you can shove it down and begin to bag. So when you're trying to figure out what size LMA or what size iGel, here is the easiest way that myself and educators around the country have come across to try to remember what's what. So when you're trying to figure out who gets what, again, this works for LMAs and it works for iGels. Little nuances between the two, but you know what? At the heart of the matter, it'll get you in the right ballpark. So when it comes to sizes, both of them start with a size 1. So a size 1 is if you're 1 hour old, meaning it goes all the way down to a newborn baby. So size 1 is for a 1 hour old. The next one you come across jumps up to a size 1.5. Again, it would have been so much easier if they simply went 0 to 5 or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but alas, such is life. So size 1 is if you're 1 hour old. A size 1.5 is if you're up to a year and a half old. Then it jumps to size 2. And a size 2 is simply if you're 2-year-old or you're up to 20 kilos. So all the way from 2-year-old up to putting in a decimal point to up to 20 kilos. The next one jumps up to 2.5. And just as with King Airways, remember you just pop in a decimal point. And a size 2.5 works if you're 25 kilos. Size 3 works if you're bigger than Broslow. Remember, Broslow goes again to about 30, 33 kilos or so. So if you still look like a kid, but you're not quite a big old adult, if you're bigger than Broslow, you get a 3. A size 4, just like with the King Airway, is for most adults. So if you're looking for an LMA or an iGel for most adults, it's simply size 4. And just like with the King Airways, if you're bigger than a backboard, you get a 5. Now, depending on the manufacturer, specifically when it comes to Ambu, who makes the Aura Gain, right? Remember, it goes 1 all the way to 5, just like it does with iGels, but they also make a size 6. In reality, unless you are Andre the Giant, you are not going to get a size 6. So yes, they make it. If you have it, certainly feel free to use it. However, for most people, size 1 is 1 hour old. 1.5 if you're up to a year and a half. Size 2 if you're 2-year-old up to about 20 kilos. 2.5 if you're putting in the decimal point, 25 kilos. 3 if you're bigger than Broslow. 4 for most patients on the adult side. And 5 if you're bigger than a backboard.